right, they're saying that Detroit Lions Jeff Okudah is not a player the Lions can build around. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. And I asked you how many situations that they build around a corner. Okay, before Deion came into the league and made the corner position popular, that'd be just a joke. I don't think you can build your team around the corner. I don't care what you say, because especially in today's league, you can't hold or you can't jam somebody up the field. Jerry Rice said if he played today, he'd double his numbers. People got into this debate. Well, Randy Moss is better. By no metric is Randy Moss better than Jerry Rice. The only thing he is, people remember him as for going deep. You didn't see Randy too many times go on a drag or go on a slant and go across the middle. All that is considered to be a great receiver. Jerry Rice was a route technician. You know, by no metric is Randy Moss better than Jerry Rice. Super Bowl MVPs, whatever you want to measure them by, and no measure is Randy Moss better than Jerry Rice. Okay, and most people you hear say that is young and fucking dumb and just go off highlights. I've seen plenty of times, and I love Randy. I see many times where cornerbacks challenge Randy and he would quit. But by no metric, are you saying he better? It doesn't exist, right? My thing is too, when you talking about cornerback, why would you build your team around a cornerback? Because without you build your team around guys defensively, or you build around quarterbacks, and then you talking about quarterbacks, you probably build around an O-line or a pass rusher next. When you up in the high in the draft, you're in the top 5, top 3, top 2, 1. The rule of thumb, I've been saying this. Said this about when they drafted Okudah. Quarterback, blindside, pass rusher. Those are the 3 things you go get. You don't go get a defensive lineman who can't go get the quarterback, who's just a plugger. You don't go get a cornerback that high. The only reason Deion went that high because he had return ability. You don't get those guys that high. You go get the quarterback, the protector, the tackle, left tackle, to be exact, or it better be a special guard, a special right tackle, or you go get the pass rusher, the Lawrence Taylors, the Khalil Max, the Von Miller. That's what you go. But it says the Detroit Lions cornerback Jeff Okudah will have to perform at a higher level in 2021 as the talented defensive back struggled mightily all through his rookie season. In Motown, Okudah, who had battled injuries all 2020, was thrusted into a position and experienced baptism by fire against several of the league's top wideouts. Okay, in a recent Pro Football Focus article listed 3 players each organization could build around. A 22-year-old defensive back was excluded. Quote, Jeff Okudah could prove to be a notable omission given his caliber prospect he was coming out of Ohio State, but his rookie season was disappointing, even though 30.9 coverage grades to leave him off entering next season. Okudah appeared in 9 regular season games last season and started 6 of them. He recorded 1 interception, 47 tackles. He was able to force 2 incompletions all season. Okudah allowed 579 total yards into coverage and only 251 coverage snaps, including 2020, the most of any quarterback in the least in the 200 coverage snaps. NFL per Pro Football Focus production age, positional value are all considered in creating the Pro Football's 3 core players. Instead, Pro Football Focus highlighted 3 members of the Lions offensive line: Frank Ragnow, Taylor Decker, Panisa Will. Quote, the Detroit roster is in great shape, but the offensive line does have several impressive building blocks in place. According to Pro Football's wins available replacement metric, Ragnow has been the second most valuable center in the NFL the past 2 seasons. NFL writer Lindsay could explain. Decker comes. Sorry, man, had to go get to the front door, but Detroit roster isn't great. It's in great shape, but offensive line does have several impressive building blocks according to Pro Football wins above replacement metric. Ragnow has been the second most valuable center in the NFL's ranking over the past 2 seasons. NFL writer Ben Lindsay explains. Decker comes in amongst 18th among all tackles since 2019 by the same metric. The Lions' decision to add Sewell, who earned a 95.8 Pro Football Focus grade in Oregon last time that he took the field. Only strengths were already solid unit. Those 3 enter next season at just 25, 27, 20 years old, respectively. So, I like how he said since 2019. What did Decker measure last season? Any good is your last season or your last game. So, like I said before, they be using different metrics to judge us. Okay. But if you have 3 people to build around, see, they go by a metric system, which it makes no sense. It's good fantasy football, but it's not good determining the players. If their system was so good, every NFL GM would use Pro Football Focus. Same thing as BoxRec. Their number system makes no sense in the grand scheme of wins and losses. But if you don't have 3 players to build around, it got to be Hawkinson, Ragnow. We can't go off somebody who didn't play in the NFL and Sewell yet. Hawkinson, Ragnow, and that's a good fucking question. And me and Aurarie. For me, I don't care what the numbers say. Aurarie played in a system that sucked for cornerbacks. You know, that they ain't getting no pass rush. That's another reason why Okudah struggled. And I told y'all when they drafted Okudah, I said, this dude ain't played against no elite competition. I said, who did he stop? They said, well, the best receiver he stopped, his toughest receiver was Quintez Cephas. And I said, Quintez Cephas, I know he dropped in the draft because of what happened. He was falsely accused, but I'm saying he ain't shit as far as being elite. You know, he ain't stopping nobody elite. And I told people you take Justin Herbert. And people kept saying Okudah. This ain't Madden. In the grand scheme of things, you can win a championship. You can win a championship without Jeff Okudah. Without a great corner. Philadelphia did it with a bunch of backups. You feel me? Philadelphia did it with a bunch of backups. So when you talk about the importance of the cornerback position, and they said that kind of went into the discussion. When you talk about the cornerback position, how important is it? To me, it's probably mid-tier. Honestly, it's probably a mid-tier position. You know? Because you can win without him. You can't really win without no pass rush up front. You can't win without that oomph up front, that pass rush, them nasty dogs up front. What did you just do? Dog just did something to my keyboard. To my mouse, but that's just my humble opinion on things. It doesn't make it biblical, but I was right about Jeff Okudah so far. You take Justin Herbert, you know, and that was my humble opinion on it. But of course, you don't build around Jeff Okudah. He probably ain't gonna beat Jalen Ramsey. But when you talk about core players, Hawkinson, Ragnow right now, to my players that play, probably Aurarie. Those kind of be the guys I build around. But we'll see. Remember, a lot of these guys got minimized because they didn't play in the right system. You know, a lot of these guys wasn't that great because they didn't play in the right system. They played in a system where they didn't have disguise nothing. Everybody knew what they was doing. Wasn't no blitzing. Wasn't no extra pass rushing. Wasn't no looping. Wasn't no nothing. The scheme wasn't that great. But as far as Jeffrey, man, I think he's gonna be all right. If he not, people singing the praises of Elefantu. You know, if he ain't getting the job done, Elefantu there. Be a wasted pick. I'll tell y'all who to get. If we had Herbert, we have them draft picks for Stafford, and we'd be rolling. We'd be rolling. Be in a better position, but yeah, I'm not really concerned, bro. Not concerned at all. Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia, they didn't believe in drafting superstars. They didn't believe in drafting super talents. They believe in equality and drafting the right fit, and they didn't even know what the right fit was. They couldn't even fathom what the right fit was. So I'm not surprised. Man. But I told y'all, looking back in that draft, it was irregular year. Justin Herbert was the guy to get. Or Tua. Which Tua don't look too good, but that's just my honest opinion. But yeah, and right now it's tough. You have to build around that offensive line. Swift ain't really proved much. Williams ain't proved much. No receivers. The DBs are solid, but nobody really stick out over Aurarie and no linebackers. Got some young interior linemen, Ham, Ozorki, Aline. You got some dogs up there, but you don't really have that popping name because that's how they drafted with Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. All my social media subscription. Twitter is the fastest way than Facebook than Instagram. Links there. Facebook group link there as well too. You can reach out anytime. Whenever advertise business channel, request, chop it up. Links there. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App, CJ Good 313. It's in the description. PayPal link there as well too. Take Detroit Lions Talk playlist. I appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. Peace. Let me know in the comment section.